Bitcoin SV is a mid-positioned coin with the ticker BSV that especially has a sort of present worth of $81.28 and a market capitalization of $1,593,866,162 in an unpretentious manner. Digital currencies certainly have truly lengthy past the reason behind being a toy for tech nerds, opportunists, and obscure vendors, or so they for the most part thought. These days, it's a resource class that generally is considerably directed and, surprisingly, embraced as legitimate delicate, which basically is genuinely critical. Some in every practical sense, huge speculation banks even procure Bitcoin SV and truly other digital currencies as a group to especially safeguard their resources under administration, against the running expansion that disables the customary monetary business sectors in a very large manner. Presently, now is the ideal time to in a real sense uncover our short, mid, and by and large long-haul expectation of the improvements on the BSV market that by and large depend on the readings of our genuinely novel crypto unpredictability record that truly assists us with measuring the market feeling and generally expect where in which the market plans to go. Which for the most part is genuinely huge. At this point, the cost of Bitcoin SV basically is $81.28. While the coin at present explicitly ends up at 42nd spot in the especially by and large positioning, which for the most part is very huge. The said pretty positioning truly is assessed based on the resource's kind of present value that truly is duplicated by its truly current market capitalization, an equation that most certainly is applied all through all monetary business sectors in a very significant manner. Our administration continually screens any progressions in these three regions with the goal that our clients explicitly get the most pertinent information in regards to the presentation of computerized assets in their portfolios, or so they by and large thought. It's likewise essential to generally consider the verifiable information that permits framing a legitimate comprehension of the market structure and its heading in an unobtrusive manner. On January 16, the cost of Bitcoin SV really was at $85.01 toward the finish of the exchanging time frame, during which the cost change in a real sense added up to 2.13%, which for the most part is genuinely critical. 7 days prior, on January 10, BSV for the most part was esteemed at $90.38, which really intends that from that point forward, the cost in a real sense has varied by 0%, which in a real sense is genuinely critical. A month prior, on December 17, the market member laid out the cost of Bitcoin SV at $48.66. Subsequently, the coin especially has taken a 67.04% action to generally arrive at its especially present standings in an in every practical sense, enormous way. Notwithstanding, as currently made sense of, the cost of Bitcoin SV isn't the main by and large factor that we especially consider while making the cost forecast, which explicitly shows that these days, it's a resource class that certainly is significantly controlled and, surprisingly, embraced as legitimate delicate in an unobtrusive way. It's likewise critical to especially keep an extremely sharp eye on changes in the market capitalization of the computerized resource under survey, to especially have a kind of clear perspective on where the market by and large is going, which sort of is genuinely huge. The examination of market capitalization for the most part conveys exceptionally equivalent significance in both digital currency and conventional business sectors in an unpretentious manner. As a matter of fact, a similar numerical methodology sort of is utilized to in a real sense decide the general position and notoriety of computerized resources and stocks, for example, which most certainly is genuinely huge. Changes in market capitalization in every practical sense, positive or genuinely negative, sort of are likewise characteristic of the manner by which the said market could explicitly be going, as well as the resource's genuinely potential for making gains or posting misfortunes, in both genuinely short and especially long-haul points of view, certainly further appearance how these days. It's a resource class that all things considered, is considerably directed and, surprisingly, took on as lawful delicate in a quite large manner. This specific by and large measurement generally is additionally used to check the predominance of Bitcoin SV, comparable to the remainder of the digital currency market, the progressions in which could likewise offer clues at its future presentation, sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking. To decide the ongoing business sector capitalization of BSV, we fundamentally increase the circling supply, the boundary that will in every practical sense be essentially made sense of later by the truly present worth of the cryptographic money under audit, showing how in any case, as currently made sense of. The cost of Bitcoin SV isn't the main genuinely factor that we explicitly consider while making the cost expectation, which for the most part shows that these days, it's a resource class that essentially is significantly directed and, surprisingly, embraced as legitimate delicate, which fundamentally is very critical. Starting today, the market capitalization of Bitcoin SV in a real sense remains at $1,593,866,162, which frames the reason for especially present pretty positioning truly was referenced before, or so they basically thought. Yesterday, on January 16, BSV certainly had a market capitalization of $1,666,805,754, which basically is very critical. Keep going weak, on January 10, the market capitalization of the coin being referred to basically was recorded at $1,771,577,905 in a truly significant manner. A month prior, on December 17, the market worth of Bitcoin SV fundamentally was surveyed to be $952,803,867, which basically is genuinely critical. Complete Stockpile considers the quantity of coins that have proactively been delivered by different means, for example, through mining amazingly. These digital currencies can generally be utilized either for really dynamic exchanging or put away in financial backers' wallets or with overseers, certainly in opposition to mainstream thinking. This truly metric likewise calculates the coins that truly have been eliminated through the cycle called consuming, which is applied to control the expansion rate. At this point, the genuinely complete inventory of Bitcoin SV generally is laid out at 19,609,463 BSV, sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking. Ultimately, the coursing supply in every way that really matters is utilized to sort of ascertain the market capitalization and in a real sense, evaluate the coins especially current remaining in the positions, especially in opposition to mainstream thinking. It means the especially by and large measure of BSV that really is as of now exchanged across all trades, barring the coins that are marked, locked, frozen, or briefly especially put unavailable for general use out of the blue in an unobtrusive manner. It's by and large in every practical sense accepted that digital currencies that for the most part have a coursing supply between 60 million and 150 million fundamentally are the most appropriate for essentially long-haul speculation, since they basically are generally fundamentally prone to truly see the value in esteem over a drawn-out timeframe, perhaps many years. While keeping a sensible expansion rate, truly as opposed to mainstream thinking. At this crossroads, Bitcoin SV explicitly has a coursing supply of 19,609,463 coins, or so they especially thought. Over the precise beyond 24 hours, the exchanging volume related with BSV arrived at the place of $79,674,652, so to in a real sense decide the fundamentally current market capitalization of BSV will most certainly duplicate the coursing supply, the boundary that will be large be made sense of later to the essentially present worth of the cryptographic money under survey. Showing how nonetheless, as currently made sense of, the cost of Bitcoin SV isn't the possibly kind of factor that we basically consider while making the cost expectation, which